Let's talk BeneVETS. I'm Kat. I'm still sitting here on my farm in the middle of Virginia, and I still have livestock walking around. They're definitely trying to get everyone's attention, so my apologies in advance when they act like themselves. So this episode, we're talking about the State Department of Veteran Services. So each state has these, and they call them something different. Some call them the Department of Veteran Services, some call them the State Department of Veteran Affairs. The important part is here that they are not really associated with VA, other than the fact that they utilize each other's services where they can. But these guys are much more specific to where you are and usually have a much closer relationship with other types of services in your area. And I know around here there was a big disconnect on what they could offer until we realized that their veteran services officers were by far some of the best in the area, and we basically took over their calendar for a few months. So these Department of Veteran Services are completely separate from the VA. They're usually run by a state secretary of veteran services. And big picture, your state has its own veteran homes, memorials, cemeteries, claims offices, funeral honors, and assistance programs. These are not the same as the VA programs, and they often have shorter wait times, and as well as more specific programs for your exact situation. Why highlight that these exist? Well, specifically in Virginia, there are numerous benefits that are less restrictive than the big VA version. For instance, Big VA will apply Chapter 35 education benefits for dependents of a 100% permanent and totally disabled veteran. This basically means they receive a stipend to help pay for school or associated living costs. In the state of Virginia, the Department of Veteran Services will cover dependent tuition at a state-run school for any veteran rated at just 90% disabled. Although this is not the exact same benefit, state veteran services offices often have another way to accomplish the same goal for your family. So my videos aren't going to go into specifics about how to increase disability ratings, but it can be challenging to get from 90 to 100. Check out your state veteran services department to see what's available. You may be pleasantly surprised at the lower lower requirements. Also, state veteran service officers are some of the best around. So if you're trying to get more information on claims, start with them. Another big difference between Big VA and state offices are employment services. So Big VA has support in place, but it's a bit vague. We'll talk about vocational rehab and education in a future episode. It's something I'm utilizing myself, and I'm pretty grateful for the support. And it is awesome. It is. But when it comes specifically to employment, check out your state services. They tend to have more time to help you as an individual to find something that is a good fit, both for you now and in the future. They don't focus on just getting you employed and then walk away. They want to support you in finding a career that you love at a business that can truly support you. Here in Virginia, the employment folks work with the full spectrum, from a veteran who has severe physical limitations to an incarcerated veteran who needs to find a way to support their families upon their release. I'm trying to keep these short and sweet, but I want to reiterate, there are so many benefits available. Check out your state services, and if you find something surprising, comment below so others can learn too. We've also set up an email at benevets@gmail.com if you want to reach out. Finally, we're adding a trivia piece to these, if for no other reason than because I find military trivia fascinating and I kind of like the Navy. So, speaking of something that is nautical, have you ever heard the phrase son of a gun? Well, turns out in the old days, the days of sail, they used to put the pregnant women, when they started to deliver, up on the gun deck. And the theory was that if they were having a difficult birth, the captain would order the cannons to be shot so the ship would shake and the baby would come out a little bit easier. Did it work? I have no idea. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe below. I hope y'all have a fine Navy Day.